Hello, On-Course Socialites. I am Derek, Lindsay's husband, with a quick walkthrough of how the On-Course social calendar works. So depending on which link you clicked on, you might have the sheet here, which would say View Only. Your first step is to make a copy. So you can click File, Make a Copy, and then it'll add a version to your drive wherever you'd like. The other way to get in is with a copy link directly, and it'll bring you here. You have to be signed into Google. If you're not, it'll ask you to sign in first, and then you can click Make a Copy. Okay, so I have my version of the On-Course social calendar. This one I can edit, so I could type whatever I want, wherever I want, and it's now mine to save as my computer is working to get this going. Okay, so first step one, set your start date. So this is the date that you plan on just hitting the ground running with your social media posts. You could just set it to January 1st if you want, or you can double click and set the date for today's the 7th for me. So maybe Monday the 13th. And I want to start on Monday with my social media work. Next thing you can do, which is optional, is schedule your launches. If you have a launch coming up in the year, you can type in whatever you'd like. So let's say I have one on February 2nd of this year, and we give you four options, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 5 options to pick for the length of your open cart. Feel free to pick whichever one you like. This is the number of days you'll be collecting money. So there's stuff on social media done before the cart opens, and then there's during the cart being open. We have pre-made posts, prompts for you for your launch before and during open cart. So this automatically calculates when the cart close date is. Don't edit the blue cells. If you try and do so, it'll give you a little heads up. So just you can edit it if you want, but it's going to mess up the formulas later in the calendar. Again, all the launch stuff is optional. You could have one on October 1st if you'd like. It doesn't really matter. So there it is. There is 2 launches for this year, and I skipped the second. It doesn't really matter. Just be careful with the blue sheets, blue cells. So next step, start posting. So let me just jump into January. Here is pre-launch stuff for my February launch. That's on February 2nd is when the cart opens. That's a Sunday. And it's going to last for 5 days as I selected. And we have the different days and what to do on each day. But if we want to just get into posting on my first day, the 13th, this is nice, my prompt for that day. If I post something, I can check posted. Watch what happens to the 14th and beyond when I click that. It shuffles everything, but we're always picking from the right category. So we have, excuse me, we have a list of prompts under each category: authority, connect, engage, and sizzle. So what we're doing is shuffling randomly for each day. You're going to show up in this calendar and decide what you're going to post, or you're going to be working in a social media scheduler like SmarterQueue and pulling stuff about based on each prompt for each day. But what I want to bring your attention to is this shuffle feature. Whenever you make a change anywhere in the sheet, everything that's not checked is going to shuffle. So you can do it manually by hitting Command R, and it's just going to auto shuffle everything that's not checked as posted. It'll save the things that you do post. The second I uncheck it, it shuffles again, and I can just keep shuffling. If you want to turn it off for 1 month at a time, you can click the boxes up here. Now Command R doesn't do anything for January, but February and beyond will be shuffled. If you don't want the shuffle feature at all, you can go back to the first sheet, which I can't see because my face is in the way. There we go. You can turn on shuffle or turn off shuffle for the entire calendar, and yeah, nothing will now be shuffled. A little word of warning though, if you have this turned on, or if you have anything checked as like don't use shuffle, and you make a change to the launch stuff, the cells won't know that you've updated it because they're told to like not change at all. So just be careful if you check stuff to turn off shuffle and then start making changes to your launches. We can just delete these whenever we want, and it doesn't really affect things. Let me turn shuffle back on and go look at my posts for the pre-launch, which start in January for 10 days leading up to February 2nd. And then I have my 5-day launch. Let's see. Yeah, 5 days here. Okay. That's basically the simplest way to use this calendar is just go into each day and say, oh, today I'm going to post the top 3 questions I get asked about as an expert in whatever your course topic is. The number sign is just the top blank, however many questions you want to come up with. So keep track of what you've done. You can check posted as you work through the calendar. A little bit of advanced tip is if you want to go into the posts themselves, the prompts themselves, and make changes because you are not maybe launching a course, you're doing something else, or you don't like this kind of, personal brand stuff for your social media, you can go into this posts sheet down at the bottom here. And if I can move my face more, I can click on it and read through the 4 categories. So the pattern that we have in this calendar is it works through an authority post, connect post, engage post, back again, and then a third time. Ace, ace, ace. And then so that's 9 posts. On the 10th posts, we bring in this sizzle where you're going to start selling stuff. So basically 3 times a month, you're going to be posting something about your products. You want to get people to buy them from you. And so we don't do it that often, but once every 10 days seems like a reasonable amount to actually promote a product and direct people somewhere to buy from you. So you can go through this authority, connect, engage, and sizzle prompt list and make your changes. You can read through them and say, I would never use that. I'm going to change it to something else. All of this stuff, this sheet is where all of these prompts come from. So this is somewhere in the post sheet. So let me see. Share someone you're grateful for in your biz and personal life. Don't forget to tag. And that's a typo. So let me find actually that typo and fix it right now. This will only be in this version of it. It's not going to be in the public one. So there's the typo. So I'm going to fix the typo. Don't forget to tag. Okay, so I just made a change to the sheet. That shuffled everything in the calendar. So it's not going to be exactly where I saw it before. I think it was on the January 22nd date here. It's going to be used somewhere where shuffle is being used. So you can go through and just edit things however you like. You can add to it. So I'm going to say this is a new engage post. You can write whatever you like in the bottom here, and it'll be brought into the calendar and randomly selected for some date down the line. So there's basically everything you can do in here. If you want to change the launch plan, we have these 10 days leading up to our launch, and then a 3-day, 4, 5, 6, and 7-day open cart launch. We recommend posting more than once per day during launch. So when cart is open during this yellow area of your launch, these are some prompts for you to choose from. So you can come in here, since we only pull in 1 prompt per day, but we think 3 should be posted, come in here and just start picking random stuff during your launch. That's your launch plan sheet right here. This sheet is a list of calls to action that you can use. You can tag those on at the end of any posts you like. You can add to this list of call to actions. These quotes you can either pull from your own sources like Facebook Lives or podcasts, or quotes that you like from books you read or other people that you listen to. You can start collecting a quote bank here. And whenever you like, maybe pull them into your post area and quote them and start talking about them in different parts throughout the calendar. So this is how the calendar is set up for now. Ultra high end pro tip. Somebody just asked, how do I get rid of holidays? So this is the last thing I'll leave you with. If you don't want holidays to show up like New Year's Day, Martin Luther King Day, there are hidden sheets in this product. You can find holidays for some reason right now. It's between July and August. We'll move that around, but it's grayed out. It's hidden. If you click on it, it now appears in the list of sheets. And if we don't want holidays to show up, you can just delete this sheet. It'll give you a warning. Once it's deleted, we can go back and look at our months and see that no longer do we have New Year's Day and Independence Day is there. It should refresh and get rid of them. There it is, all gone. So no more New Year's Day, no more Martin Luther King Day. Let's check that Independence Day is gone. Yep, July 4th. Everything's gone. So if you don't want holidays, you're not from the US, you don't use a US calendar, and you just don't want those yellow cells kind of blasting your eyeballs with their bright colors, you can go ahead and show that sheet and then delete it, and then it'll disappear from all the months. So that's it. Good luck using this. Have fun. Remember, Command R is your shuffle feature, and you can turn off shuffles per month. Or, sorry, I'm moving my head around a lot with this Loom recording. Or right here, turn off shuffle for the entire year if it's distracting and you don't want to see that stuff cycle all the time. Have fun and enjoy posting on social media.